Women don't need hours or days to figure out if a man lacks masculine strength. They sense it instantly. The way you stand, the way you talk, the way you react. Everything about you tells her whether you're a strong, grounded man or a weak, uncertain one. And here's the hard truth. The moment she detects weakness, she loses respect. Once respect is gone, attraction follows. Men who lack strong masculine energy don't even realize they're exposing it. They think they're just being nice or showing effort, but what they're really doing is signaling weakness. They over-explain themselves, they hesitate, they seek approval. They walk on eggshells, afraid to offend or disagree. And women, they don't tolerate it. They might smile, they might be polite, but inside, they've already labeled that man as weak. A woman doesn't respect a man who puts her above himself. She doesn't respect a man who waits for permission to lead. She doesn't respect a man who needs constant reassurance. Weak masculine energy makes her feel unsafe, unsure, and uninterested. A woman's instincts are sharp. She's wired to detect strength because strength means protection. The moment she senses a man lacks it, she emotionally checks out. Even if she stays, she'll never fully submit to him. She won't trust his leadership. She won't admire him. But here's the good news. You can change this. You can develop strong, unshakable masculine energy. You can eliminate weak habits and replace them with power. Here's how. Before we start the video, I want to remind you that my exclusive online course on mastering the dating game is available now. If you've been learning from my YouTube videos, you're only scratching the surface. This course goes deeper, teaching you everything you need to know about the dating game, from approaching a woman to building real attraction. We just completed section 4 in the course, and these insights aren't shared anywhere else. It's easy to access with multiple secure payment options. There are only 5 discounted slots remaining using the promo code. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or check the link in the description to enroll now before the offer is gone. 1. Uncertain body language. Women don't just listen to what you say, they watch how you carry yourself. Before you even open your mouth, she's already reading you. If your posture is weak, if your movements are hesitant, if you avoid eye contact, she instantly senses uncertainty. Weak men shrink themselves. They hunch over, they fidget, they hesitate before taking action. They make themselves smaller because deep down, they don't feel like they deserve to take up space. A woman notices these things fast. If you shift your eyes too much, she knows you lack confidence. If you slouch, she sees you don't own your presence. If you hesitate before making a move, she feels the weakness. And the moment she feels it, her attraction starts to drop. Think about how powerful men carry themselves. They move with certainty. They make decisions quickly. They don't rush, but they don't hesitate either. They look people in the eye without fear. They stand tall because they own their presence. This is what signals strength. A woman doesn't have to think about it. She just feels it. A practical example is a man approaching a woman at a bar. A weak man walks up, but his feet aren't planted firmly. His hands fidget. His eyes dart around. Before he even says a word, she already knows he's nervous. She might smile to be polite, but inside, she's already lost interest. Now imagine a different man walking up. He moves with purpose. His shoulders are relaxed but strong. He looks her in the eye and speaks with certainty. Before he even gets deep into the conversation, she already respects him. That's the difference between weak and strong masculine energy. A woman doesn't want to feel like she's dealing with a boy pretending to be a man. She wants to feel the presence of a real man who isn't afraid to be seen, heard, or felt. If you want to command respect, it starts with your body language. It should be steady, confident, and relaxed. Not forced, not exaggerated, just solid. When a man corrects his posture, controls his movements, and looks people in the eye without flinching, everything about him changes. People listen to him differently. Women respond to him differently. The energy shifts completely. Masculine strength starts with how you carry yourself. If you get this right, women will sense it immediately. If you get it wrong, they will dismiss you just as fast. 2. Seeking validation. A man who constantly looks for approval from women is a man who has already lost. The moment a woman senses that you need her validation, she feels superior to you. When a man's confidence depends on how she responds to him, she knows he's weak. Women don't respect men who rely on them for self-worth. They respect men who are already complete. Validation-seeking behavior comes in many forms. Some men try too hard to impress. They name-drop their accomplishments, hoping she'll be impressed. They go out of their way to prove they're a good guy, thinking she'll reward them for it. Other men take a different approach. They constantly check for her reaction. They analyze her facial expressions, her tone, her mood, trying to adjust their behavior to keep her happy. They're scared to say the wrong thing, scared to disagree, scared to lose her interest. This screams insecurity. A woman notices this immediately. She tests men all the time. She might ignore a message, take longer to reply, or challenge his opinion. A weak man panics. He double texts. He asks if she's mad. He changes his stance just to match hers. The second she sees him doing this, she knows he's weak. And the moment she knows he's weak, she loses respect. Now picture a man who doesn't need validation. He speaks his mind without worrying if she agrees. He doesn't chase her approval because he already values himself. If she takes long to reply, he doesn't react. If she tests him, he stays unshaken. She realizes he's not looking for her to define his worth. He already knows it. This type of man is rare, and that's why women are drawn to him. A real-world example. A woman playfully teases two men about their outfits. The first man immediately gets defensive. Wait, you don't like it? I thought it looked good. He suddenly doubts himself. His energy shifts from confident to uncertain. The second man laughs, shrugs, and says, "Good thing I didn't dress for you then." He remains unaffected. The first man loses power. The second man gains respect. Women respect men who validate themselves. A man who stands firm in who he is makes her feel safe. She doesn't have to worry about breaking his confidence because his confidence isn't fragile. It's real. A man who needs validation is easy to control. A man who doesn't need it is impossible to manipulate. Women don't just sense this difference, they feel it deeply. A woman will never fully respect a man she can control, and she can only control men who need her approval. When you remove the need for validation, everything changes. You speak differently. You move differently. Women sense your energy before you even say a word. And when they realize you don't need them to feel strong, that's when they truly want you. 3. Fear of losing her. The moment a woman realizes you're afraid of losing her, she no longer sees you as a strong man. She sees you as desperate. Weak men live in fear of a woman leaving. They overcompensate, overcommit, and overgive because deep down they believe they need her more than she needs them. This fear creates weak, submissive energy that kills attraction instantly. A woman wants a man who values himself above the relationship. A man who is willing to walk away if things don't serve him. But when she senses that a man is afraid to lose her, she knows she holds the power. And when she holds the power, she loses respect. Men with weak masculine energy tolerate disrespect because they don't want to rock the boat. They accept bad behavior, hoping she'll see their loyalty and appreciate it. But women don't admire men who put up with nonsense. They admire men who set boundaries and enforce them. If a woman disrespects you, tests you, or pushes limits, and you just take it, she knows she has you wrapped around her finger. And once she realizes that, she treats you worse. The strongest position a man can have is the ability to walk away. This doesn't mean threatening to leave over minor issues. It means having the mindset that if a woman isn't treating you right, you don't beg, you don't negotiate, you just leave. A woman respects a man who chooses her but doesn't need her. That balance is rare, and it creates a powerful attraction. An example. A woman starts pulling back in a relationship. She cancels plans, takes longer to respond, and seems less engaged. A weak man senses this and panics. He starts texting more, asking what's wrong, offering to fix things. He becomes overly available, hoping to reassure her. But instead of fixing the situation, he pushes her further away. She feels his fear, and it turns her off. Now picture a different man in the same situation. He notices her pulling back, but instead of chasing, he matches her distance. He doesn't text more. He doesn't seek reassurance. He simply continues living his life, unbothered. She senses his strength. She realizes he's not desperate. That makes her question her own actions. Instead of running, she comes back. Women don't leave strong men. They leave weak ones. The moment a woman feels like you're scared of losing her, she starts testing you more. She challenges you to see if you'll break. If you fold, she loses respect. If you stand firm, she sees your value. A man with strong masculine energy operates from a place of abundance, not scarcity. He knows that if one woman leaves, another will come. He doesn't beg, he doesn't plead, and he never fears walking away from something that doesn't serve him. That mindset alone makes a woman value him more. 4. Being too nice. A man who is too nice to a woman doesn't win her heart, he loses her respect. Weak men think being overly kind, accommodating, and agreeable will make a woman like them. They believe if they never say no, always compliment her, and treat her like a queen, she will see them as valuable. But in reality, women don't admire men who try too hard to please them. They admire men who command respect. Being a good man and being a weak man are two different things. A good man has standards, boundaries, and self-respect. A weak man sacrifices all of those things just to keep a woman happy. When a man is too nice, a woman senses that his kindness isn't coming from strength, it's coming from fear. Fear of losing her, fear of confrontation, fear of being alone. That kind of energy is unattractive. Women test nice guys all the time. They ask for favors, demand special treatment, and push limits to see what they can get away with. A weak man thinks that saying yes to everything will make her appreciate him more. But the truth is, the more he gives, the less she values him. She begins to see him as someone she can use, not someone she desires. Nice guys get walked on, ignored, and taken for granted. Why? Because they don't stand for anything. A woman respects a man who is kind, but only when his kindness is backed by strength. If a man is nice but has no backbone, he is seen as weak. But if a man is kind yet firm, women see him as powerful. A real-life example. A woman constantly asks a man for favors, picking her up, running errands, fixing small things for her. The nice guy always says yes, hoping she'll notice his effort, but she doesn't appreciate it. Instead, she starts to lose interest. Now take a different man. She asks him for a favor, and he says, "I'd love to, but I'm busy." She sees that he values his own time. Instead of losing interest, she respects him more. Women don't want a man who bends over backward for them. They want a man they have to earn. A woman wants to feel that a man's time, attention, and love are valuable, not something she can get just by existing. The truth is, nice guys don't finish last because they are nice. They finish last because they let women walk all over them. They don't demand respect, they don't stand up for themselves, they don't challenge women. A woman can sense when a man is weak, and weakness in a man is never attractive. A strong man isn't mean, he's just not a pushover. He is kind when he wants to be, not when he feels pressured to be. And that kind of man, that's the man a woman desires. 5. Seeking her validation. The moment a man starts seeking a woman's approval, she instantly feels his weak masculine energy. Women are highly intuitive, and they can sense when a man is looking to them for validation instead of standing firm in his own self-worth. The second she realizes he needs her to feel good about himself, he loses value in her eyes. A strong man validates himself. He doesn't need a woman to reassure him that he's attractive, successful, or worthy. He knows it. But a weak man constantly looks for signs that she still likes him. He overanalyzes her texts, seeks compliments, and changes his behavior just to get a reaction from her. This insecurity makes him appear desperate, and desperation is one of the most unattractive qualities a man can have. Women want a man they can admire, not a man they have to reassure. The moment she feels like she is responsible for making him feel like a man, she starts to resent him. She wants to be with a man who stands strong on his own, not someone who constantly asks, "Do you still like me?" or "Did I do something wrong?" That kind of neediness makes her pull away. The problem with seeking validation is that it makes a man easy to manipulate. Women test men to see how strong they are. If a woman realizes she can control a man's emotions just by giving or withholding attention, she loses respect for him. She knows she has power over him, and that power kills her attraction. Imagine a man texting a woman and she doesn't respond right away. A weak man starts panicking. He double texts. He wonders if he said something wrong. He seeks reassurance by overcompensating, sending another message or trying harder to please her. But a strong man doesn't care. If she responds, great. If she doesn't, he moves on with his life. That indifference makes her want him more. The irony is that the less you seek a woman's validation, the more she wants to give it to you. Women chase men who don't need them. They pursue the guy who seems unaffected, the one who knows his worth with or without them. The guy who can take her or leave her is the one she desires most. A woman should feel like she is trying to impress you, not the other way around. Weak men flip the script. They become the ones auditioning for her attention, always looking for signs that she still likes them. The moment a woman senses that a man needs her approval, she loses interest. A man with strong masculine energy doesn't wait for a woman to tell him he's enough. He already knows it. And because of that, women naturally gravitate toward him. They want to be with a man who holds his own, not one who constantly looks to them for reassurance. 6. Being afraid to lead. A woman instantly senses weak masculine energy when a man hesitates to take the lead. She may not say it out loud, but deep down, she wants a man who knows how to make decisions, take charge, and create direction. A man who constantly asks, "What do you want to do?" or "Where should we go?" without offering his own input makes her feel like she's the one leading the relationship. And the moment she feels like the leader, she starts losing attraction. Leadership in a relationship doesn't mean controlling or bossing a woman around. It means having confidence in your own ability to make decisions and stand by them. A man with strong masculine energy says, "We're going here tonight, I think you'll love it." He doesn't hesitate or wait for her to give him permission to take action. He moves first, and she follows. But weak men hesitate. They second-guess themselves, waiting for the woman to confirm that their decision is okay. They constantly look to her for guidance, afraid of making the wrong move. That uncertainty makes her feel like she has to step up and take control, which kills her attraction. A woman doesn't want to feel like the mother in the relationship. The second she does, her respect for the man fades. Women test men in subtle ways to see if they're capable of leading. She might say, "I don't know what I feel like eating. You pick." If the man responds, "I don't know either. What do you think?" she senses weakness. She realizes he's unable to make even small decisions without her approval. But if he confidently says, "Let's go get sushi," she feels relieved. His decisiveness makes her feel safe. Being afraid to lead doesn't just show up in small decisions, it shows up in how a man carries himself. If he hesitates to speak his mind, avoids confrontation, or allows others to dictate his actions, she senses his weak energy. Women don't want a man who lets life push him around. They want a man who steps up and takes charge. A real-life example: a couple is out on a date, and a situation arises where they need to make a quick decision. Maybe they need to switch restaurants due to a long wait time. The weak man hesitates, looking to the woman for guidance. What do you think we should do?" She instantly feels annoyed. But the strong man says, "No problem, I know a better spot." He doesn't panic or overthink. He just moves, and she follows. A woman should feel like she can relax in your presence, knowing that you are capable of handling things. If she feels like she has to lead, she will eventually start looking for a man who won't make her do that. A man with strong masculine energy isn't afraid to take control when needed. He moves through life with confidence, and because of that, women naturally respect and desire him. 7. Apologizing for being a man. A woman instantly senses weak masculine energy when a man is too afraid to own who he is. The moment a man starts apologizing for being direct, for having standards, for taking up space, or for being assertive, she feels it. Weak men shrink themselves to avoid conflict, to seem agreeable, or to make sure they don't offend anyone, especially women. But the truth is, women don't respect a man who tiptoes around them. They respect a man who stands firm in who he is without needing to explain or seek permission. A weak man apologizes for speaking his mind. He starts sentences with, "I hope this doesn't sound rude, but," or "sorry if this comes off the wrong way." He constantly worries about how she will perceive him instead of saying what he truly means. This kind of self-censorship makes him appear weak, indecisive, and afraid of judgment. Women can sense it immediately. Strong masculine energy comes from being unapologetic about who you are. That doesn't mean being rude or disrespectful. It means not filtering yourself just to avoid disapproval. A strong man says what he means and means what he says. He doesn't over-explain, and he definitely doesn't backtrack just because a woman doesn't immediately agree with him. A real-life example: a man is on a date, and the woman asks about his future plans. A weak man, afraid of saying something she might not like, responds with a vague, people-pleasing answer. "I don't know, I just go with the flow. What about you?" He avoids taking a stance. A strong man, on the other hand, owns his direction. "I'm focused on building my business. I want a life of freedom, and I don't let distractions get in the way." That confidence makes her feel something. Even if she doesn't 100% agree, she respects the fact that he knows what he wants. Another mistake weak men make is apologizing for their attraction. A man who says, "Sorry if this sounds weird, but you look beautiful tonight," instantly lowers his value. Why is he apologizing for giving a compliment? A strong man just says it. "You look incredible tonight." No apology, no hesitation. He owns his words. Women want a man who can hold his ground. When a woman senses that a man is too afraid to take a stance, she knows he will fold under pressure. That kind of weakness makes her feel like she has to take the lead. And the moment she feels that, her attraction fades. The truth is, women don't want a man who is constantly seeking approval. They want a man who is secure in himself, who speaks with confidence, and who doesn't need permission to be himself. The second a man starts apologizing for his masculinity, he loses her respect. A real man never shrinks himself to make others comfortable. He stands tall and lets the world adjust. Women sense weak masculine energy instantly, and once they do, respect and attraction start to fade. A man who hesitates, seeks approval, and avoids leadership makes a woman feel like she has to step into a role she doesn't want. Strength isn't about being aggressive or controlling. It's about being firm, confident, and unapologetic in who you are. A woman wants a man she can trust to lead, to stand his ground, and to own his presence without fear. The moment you stop shrinking yourself and start embracing your true masculine energy, women will not only notice, they will respect you. If you're serious about mastering the dating game, don't miss out on my exclusive online course. We go beyond what's covered in these videos, giving you powerful insights from the first approach to lasting attraction. Only 5 discounted slots remain, and it's easy to enroll with secure payment options. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or simply click the link in the description to secure your spot. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now and start transforming your dating life today.